Hey there, guys. I wanted to show you something that we did last year. I just got around to actually putting it together. I actually had forgot about it. But we have a pool that we fill out of our pond water. As you can see here in this picture, it's pretty disgusting. That's straight out of the pond and right into the pool. So I'd seen on videos on Facebook of people taking a 5-gallon bucket and running that water through that 5-gallon bucket. So that's what I did. And after, I think 2 days, maybe 3 days, and 4 or 5 gallons of bleach, it worked great. Anyway, guys, we'll get on with this. I'll show you what we did. Okay, so the first thing I did is I took a 5-gallon bucket and I filled it full of the padding that would go in a pillow, or the padding that would be like in an old couch cushion, not the big foam stuff, but the smaller padding stuff that would be in a pillow. Anyway, I put it on the 5-gallon bucket, drilled a bunch of holes in the lid of the bucket. I mean a bunch of holes, like half-inch holes, I think, or 5/8 holes, all over the top of it. And then I see the strap here. Let me go down a bit smaller here, blow this up. So then I put the strap across it, and that didn't really do the work. So I actually put some screws in the lid. I think 5 screws in the lid to hold that lid on, because it gets so much pressure in there it actually blows that lid right off. And then I took I have a submersible pump with like a 1-inch line or 1.5-inch line, 1.25-inch line. And I basically plumbed that into the other end of this bucket back here. Just drilled a hole, whatever size it was. I had a fitting for it. Must have been 1.5 inches. And I drilled a hole in the bucket, put the pipe in it, put the pump in the water, turned it on, let this thing flow. I think it was for 2 days, maybe 3. Anyway, if you don't put those screws in there, it will blow this lid off, and then all that soot and everything gets back in there. I did have to replace the filling in this twice. So I'll now jump in and show you the pictures and then some video of it actually being done, of it actually running. Back in a minute. It's 6:15 on Tuesday. I just built the bucket filter. We have a pool that we actually fill up out of our creek. As you can see, it's pretty brown. I can see the bottom, but it's pretty brown. Let me go over here in the light. Well, I just started this. Let's see how long it takes to clean it up. I used a whole separate pump on it. I didn't use the pool pump and all that. I just used, you can kind of see how dark it is. So I used a 5-gallon bucket, took a sump pump, put down there and plumbed up to a bucket. I put the foam stuff in it. Let's see how it does. Yeah, it's leaking, but who really cares? It goes in the pool. Notice I put my inlet in the side of the bucket, so the base bottom of the bucket. That way, being it's sitting on the ladder, I can just take and turn it straight up and down and stop dirty water from going back in, and then flip it all the way over 180 degrees out the back side of the ladder and work on it. If it's on the bottom, you got to basically spin the whole pump and everything. Didn't like that, so this is the way I did it. That's about 22 hours in there. That pump filter thing running. I've switched it out. It's on the 3rd batch. Very turquoise, but that's because, it's filled out of the creek. And of course above us is my cousin's lagoon, which he puts dye in. So we now have the green turquoise lagoon here. That should be full in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, so there's the pictures, the proof, I guess. Proof's in the pudding. As you see, it cleaned it up pretty good. We got the turquoise color out of it. Like I said, my cousin, the creek runs through our property, runs through my cousin's property, which is right above us. Well, in his great big pond, and it's a beautiful lagoon-looking pond with sandy beaches, and it's beautiful. Anyway, he puts dye in it, so our water in the pond, our pond, runs down from his, so it's turquoise. So to get rid of that, So to get rid of that, it took about 5 gallons of bleach in this thing. And once I put enough bleach in it, I didn't know how much to start with, so I put in half a gallon, and then I put in a gallon, and then I put in 3 gallons, and that result, that pool right there, that picture of that pool, that's probably 4.5 gallons over a week. But I could have put it all in at once. I think 4 gallons would be next year when I do it. 4 gallons is what I'm going to probably start with. But it cleaned it up. It worked great. That bucket took out all that sediment, all that liner in that bucket, and then the bleach just finished it off. And of course we have got it all clean. Then we put chemicals in it, some all the whatever the chemicals are that you're supposed to put in it, all the acid and bromine or whatever you guys want to use. But anyway, yeah, we put that in afterwards. I think this year I'll probably replace the pump and the filter with something a little bit bigger than what it comes with. I just wasn't impressed with the plumbing that we got this thing used for, I think, $400, and it didn't have you said he had a pump, but when we got there to get it, he didn't have the pump. So I think we paid $350 or $400 for the whole thing, and it's 25 foot by 12 foot. It's good size for us. Having fun in it. Grandkid loves it. Kids love it. On a hot day last year, put it up, and like 2 weeks later it was 100 degrees. So it turned out really nice. It's way better than jumping in our pond. My cousin's pond, on the other hand, pretty dang nice. I'll post some pictures of that on here too.